How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the skins for this week, and these are the skins that could potentially make it in. Only 8 are usually chosen, so yeah, keep that in mind if you're new or don't know how these work. So let's get right into it with this set right here. We've got this cool hoodie and pants, and it's got this kind of like insane kind of vibe thing going on. There's maybe like a certain character people might know. And it's therefore called the Insane Hoodie, right? Makes sense. So it's got these ha-ha-has and X's all over it, and then it's kind of got this like rubbery kind of material to the hoodie. You can see that more kind of back here with the actual hoodie of the hoodie. Huh. Anyways, this ha has a anarchy symbol, and there's a little face right there. Definitely a cool set that a lot of people would love. Next up, we've got something a little different. This is the Iridescence set by Raven, and whoa, as you can see here, it's kind of got this little kind of like vibe thing going on. It does have apparel, iridescent apparel written on it, so it does kind of have like a more of a modern vibe to it. Definitely a set I could see a lot of people digging just for the sheer fact of the iridescence there. Next, we've got the Stardust hoodie and pants, and yeah, it has this golden stardust kind of falling along it. It's this really kind of cool vibe going on. It also kind of looks kind of retro, but also kind of future-y, so there's kind of like a retro future vibe that I'm just kind of getting off of this. I think you guys know what I mean when I'm saying that. Definitely a cool looking set, and colors you don't really see combined too often. Next, we've got another hoodie and pants set for you. This is the Monster Time hoodie by Positive. And as you can see, there's all these crazy little monsters and things going on all over it. You could spend some time really checking it out and seeing everything going on. Definitely all sorts of goofy cartoon stuff. There's even a TV that has rust on it. Next up, we've got the Corrupted hoodie and pants for you. And no, it doesn't glow, even though it kind of looks like it does. And that's actually, it's fuzzy. That's kind of hard to explain, but it's a setting in the workshop that was added a little while ago. And yeah, the artist definitely used it well. It kind of gives this vibrance look to it, which I think is quite cool. And it's everything you would expect from the set. You've got this digital skeleton going on. Lots of little ones and zeros poking through the code here and there. Coming around on the back, you've got the rest of the skeleton going on, and kind of like a, you know, web geometric kind of design thing going on the back of the hoodie there. Last for the hoodies and pants, we've got the Poker Master set right here, and as you can see, it's, well, you pretty much look like a poker dealer, so there you go. Definitely something that would fit with the upcoming update. Got some cards on the back there. Joker on the hood. Definitely a cool set. Next up, we've got a couple of road sign sets for you, starting with this one right here. This is the Hound Masters set. This is themed after kind of like wolves, and yeah, it's got this kind of foresty vibe with these kind of wood, rusted looking panels. You know, it looks like wood put over the rusted metal. Then you've got kind of like this green foresty kind of metal painted parts. I'm having a hard time talking here. Back here, there is a dog in a triangle there, so one of those kind of like, you know, caution dog area kind of thing going on. Definitely a cool set, and the helmet has kind of like a muzzle thing going on, which is also really well done. Next, we've got another thing themed after the poker update. We've got the King of Raids coffee can road sign set. And yeah, this just has a very kind of vibrant gold to it with a kind of matted black and red going on. Also the white there. It just kind of makes it look more like cards. And I think they did a really good job with it. This is definitely a very beautiful set. And last for our armor, we've got the Whiteout High Qual. You guys have been driving me nuts in comments, guys. There is a week delay to how things are, you know, approved in the workshops. And then we also had Easter, so that actually delayed it 2 weeks. So here it is. I know it was uploaded earlier, but that's just the flow of things. The Whiteout High Qual set. And yeah, it's the blackout set, but reversed. And it's white. So there you go. It's the white set versus the blackout set, and this one has kind of like a little bit different vibe going on with the face mask. And then you pretty much just got a white plate carrier for the chest. So there you have it. Alright, let's jump into the deployables for this week, because we've got quite a bit. With the confusion of the holiday coming in between there, there's just a lot of posts of skins, and yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff to check out. So starting over here, we got 3 boxes for you. We've got the Steel Devil box down here, which is just awesome. I mean, look at this thing. It's like this is a abyss maw pit into the top of it. Then when you go ahead and take a look at the sides, there's more teeth and more skulls and more teeth and skulls. So yeah, there you go. This is a very visceral looking box. Then over here we've got something a little more industrial. This box is going to be the container box by Killer Bee, and as you can see, it has like Zen Labs and all that and Cobalt so forth, you know, marked onto it there, and it kind of is made to look like, well, a container, thus by its name. Then over here we've got a continuation in the Night Farmer set with a large box, and yeah, it has everything you would expect from it, kind of that moon rock kind of vibe going on to it, and of course it does have some glow, which we'll be sure to show you. Next we've got a table skin. It has been forever since we've seen one. This is the Victorian marble table, and yeah, you can see it has kind of like these nice little Victorian carvings going on right there. And then if you go ahead and take a look at the top here, you can see a nice golden trim and a beautiful marble table. Next, we've got a couple wooden doors for you right here. Starting with this one is the crime scene door. And yeah, this one, it kind of just looks like a normal wooden door, but then what is that? A bloody handprint, and the whole thing kind of has like a chalk drawing vibe to it. And then on the back, you've got the police line, do not cross, all over the back there. Definitely a cool little wooden door. Then we've got this one right here, which has this crazy little slime face thing going on. This is the Slime Monster wooden door. And yeah, it's just got this crazy little dude on the front. If you pop around the back, you've got another mouth and eye that looks a lot less friendly, and definitely very creative. Next, we've got some sheet metal doors for you. Starting with this one right here is a continuation in the now started set of the Dragon Horn set, I should say. We got the first, everyone seemed to really love that one, so now we've got a sheet metal door, so let's see if this one has a chance. I'm sure it will sell just as well. Then over here we've got another hellish door for you. This is the Door of the Underworld by Andy Boo, and yeah, it's just got these kind of crazy, like, I don't know, teeth claw things around the edge of the, with this creepy kind of like demon leather, I don't even know, the whole thing is just creepy. There you have it. Next, we've got this Wolfy door going on over here. This is the Allfather sheet metal door by Evan. And yeah, it's got this very Nordic wolf over some runes, and just altogether kind of like nice tough steel vibe going to it. Over here, we've got a double sheet metal door for you. It's a continuation in the Rainbow set by Vitalik. So this is, of course, the double rainbow door. It's all sheet metal-y and bright painted, and, you know, bits and pieces, a nice little colorful design. Next, we've got a few garage doors for you, as you can see. We'll start over here with this one, which is the Madness Garage Door by UAD. And, yeah, well, I think that pretty much just describes it. This guy is cruising around, and loot and eyes and all sorts of stuff. This hazmat guy is tripping. Next over here, we've got something that reminds me of kind of like a comic book. This is the Dangerous Loot Garage Door. And as soon as there's loot, there is danger. And I just love the vibe of this. The whole thing is just awesome. Next, moving on, we've got a door over here that is made up of all sorts of kind of car pieces, I guess. This is the car service garage door. And yeah, it's got this like huge lock on the front 24/7, and it says car service, knock loudly. They're deaf, apparently. All right, well, there you have it. They are deaf, and this door is kind of scary with those teeth at the bottom. Definitely wouldn't stick your hands in there. Jokes aside, let's move on. We've got some more doors for you. Starting with this one right here. This is the Hideout Garage Door. Kind of has a little bit of a wood mixed with metal vibe going on. Has some vines growing over it. It has a very nice, you know, worn little vibe going on here, which really works with it. And it says Hideout right there. So yeah, there you go, guys. definitely more fitting for that kind of rusty vibe. Over here we've got something that is a cultist garage door. There we go. And yeah, it's got this design carved into it, and it does have a pretty cool looking, you know, glow to it at night as well. And yeah, it is kind of the Inca-ish looking garage door, I guess. I don't know if Inca is correct. I probably am wrong. Next, we've got something, well, beware of dog. And I love the little pictures here at the bottom. You got the little, like, you know, crossing guys, but instead there's a dog biting them in the ass. And you've got the friendly little house for the, you know, doggy door. And the whole thing just has a cool vibe. It does look like a kind of like a suburban house garage door, and I think that's something that makes it, you know, a little more kind of unique and different. Definitely quite cool there. Beware of owner. A nice little touch as well. And last but not least, we've got the Future Wave garage door here. It's got this giant glistening moon, and down in the bottom you can see the various monuments. There's an oil rig, and you've got the cargo ship, a balloon, rocket. There's all sorts of stuff going on. And, of course, this has a glow. So let's go hit the lights and check out all the awesome glows. Just like the other pieces, the Night Farmer's box has a very subtle kind of glow to it. It's not, you know, overpowering or neon, but it is just kind of nice and makes it easy to locate. Then over here, of course, we've got these doors for you. Yeah, just continuing that sick vibe from the furnace. Then over here, there's all sorts of glow going on with this crazy, creepy demon door. We have some subtle rune glow on this one here. Then, you gotta love the lights on this. It actually looks like two lights shining down on the garage door, which is just a really cool effect. And then we've got the glow on this garage door there. And the Future Wave moon glow. Alright, let's jump into tools and weapons. Starting out, we've got the crushed hammer, which is designed to look like crushed pieces of stone. And yeah, it's just a neat little design. It's kind of simple, but has a, you know, charm to it as well. Next, we've got the Wolfy Hammer as a continuation in the Wolfy set by Morpheus. And yeah, there you go. I mean, it's this kind of very kind of old pieced together wooden hammer. It's got these iron bands on it, and then you've got the Wolfy. Next, we've got a couple rocks for you, starting out with this one, and it kind of looks like a little clay world. And yeah, it's just got this really cool vibe to it. It is the small world, and I can almost imagine this is like one of the Rust Islands before it's been invaded by all of us on Wipe Day. Next, we've got a different kind of rock for you. This one is a wet slab of meat, and well, its name is a frickin' ball of meat, so there you go. I mean, I could see so many people wanting to just run around and beat people with their meat. I mean, the joke alone. I don't think I need to see anything more. You can even pet your meat. And you can pat your meat and rub your meat and slap your meat. See, there we go. And now I probably just made this entire episode be marked as mature by YouTube, but it's worth the jokes. Moving on, we've got another rock for you. This one is the Amethyst rock by Little Ranger, and it's just absolutely beautiful. They capture the sheen of, you know, this kind of like golden rock underneath, and then it just has these amethyst pieces just glistening out of the top of it. Definitely a beautiful, very beautiful rock. Last, we've got this rock right here, which is just crazy looking. This is the Beyond Stone. It's a glowing and non-glowing version, so of course we'll check out that glow later. And it really does just look like something from Beyond. Next, we've got a tool set for you. This is the Dragon Tooth set. And as you can see, well, it pretty much looks like it's made out of a bloodied dragon tooth. You can even see the scales and so forth. You know what? The handle might even be a piece of the dragon from the way this looks. And of course, it has to have its matching pickaxe. A lot more scales, a little less tooth on there. Definitely still very bloody and awesome. Next, we've got a combat knife for you. It's been a little while since we've had any, and this one just has this amazing sculpting to it. This really cool runic designs in it are just absolutely awesome. This is the Mysterious Cult Combat Knife, and yeah, I can see a lot of people loving this with all the detail work put into it. Next, we've got a bow for you, and this one has a kind of, you know, marbly look to it with some gold highlights. This is Midas Hunting Bow by Zinc, and well, that makes sense to you. You've got the gold and kind of the marble and the red. Definitely much more of a regal vibe to there. There you have it. Next, we've got a DB for you. This one has all sorts of a kind of a rainbow vibe at the front going on there. This is the Shimmering Double Barrel by MM. And yeah, there you go. It's kind of got this shimmery effect as you move around. Kind of similar to what the Tempered has, but its own kind of thing. Go ahead and pop a reload there. It also has kind of like what looks like maybe a polymer on wood grip there. I'm not entirely sure. Go ahead and aim down the sides there. You can see the screwdriver has a green and purple kind of faded vibe going on there. And there it is. Next, we've got a Python for you, and this one is called the Electronic Python. And, well, as you can see, there's kind of like that little electronic display along the barrel. Not sure how that would really work IRL, but hey, it's cool looking. You got that little digital bullet going along. And aiming down the sights, you've got a red painted, not glowing sight. And fire a few off, pop a reload here. Next, to go along with the gambling update, we have a updated version of the Gambler's Python. As you can see, there's some aces there in the hand on that pearl grip, which is just a nice little joke there. And the rest of it just has this deep, dark black with this beautiful gold trim. The front, you've got, you know, the clubs, the spades, hearts, etc. all up there at the front. Aiming down the sights, you've got a golden tip. We'll go ahead, fire a few off, and pop that reload. Next, we've got a couple of saps for you, starting with this one, which is a continuation in the Pharaohs set. So, of course, it is named the Pharaohs Sap. Aiming down the sides, you've got a ruby to stare right back at your face there, and the rest of the sides seem to be just gold. There's a reload, and there you have it. Next, we've got another sap for you. This is the Deadly Carnival Sap. And yeah, it's got this kind of carnival vibe. You've got the little wrap on the grip, and there's just all these little designs going along, and the colors, the stars and stripes. Aiming down the sights here, you've got kind of like a black silvery kind of tip. Kind of matches the metallic color of the gun, and a couple little stars with a design down right above your hand. Next, we've got custom for you, and it looks like this is going to be a continuation in the Arctic Warrior set by Kosum. And we've got, well, the Arctic Warrior custom. You can see it has a very kind of crusty look to it at first, but then you realize it's kind of like a digital snow camo. And yeah, it's just meant to really be snow camo. So there you have that, really. Aiming down the sights, you've got a little bit of that digital camo thing going on right there. A red tip to help you focus right in on the head. Of course, not glowing. We'll go ahead and pop a reload for you there. And there we go. Next, we've got two Tommies for you, starting with this one right here. This one is the Biochemist Thompson, and yeah, the whole thing's looks like it's made out of some kind of, again, like an alien metal or something. Like a mix of Damascus steel and like nuclear something, I don't know. But the whole idea of this is just really cool. A lot of people kind of like the glowy kind of look, but some people might not dig it. It's definitely not one of those things that is for everyone. Go ahead and pop that reload there. And boom. One last Thompson, like I said. This one is more of a kind of clean but worn look, if that makes sense. And its name is just the Custom Thompson. So there you go. And yeah, it looks like it used to be this really kind of clean red and black kind of thing going on. And it's kind of fading. It's seen some wear and tear. Aiming down the sights, you've got a red tip to help you focus there. And let's pop that. Reload there. Next, we've got an MP5 for you here, and this one is a continuation in the Weather set by Legacy, so of course it is the Weather MP5. It's got all our happy or confused or mad little weather friends going on with the big old rainbow and that creepy set of eyes there. Aiming down the sights, you've got a white tip between all of that red to help you focus, and boom, reload. There we have it. Then we've got an AK for you. This one is a remake of the Opulent AK by Duck. And yeah, it has a lot more of a like symmetry to it, I think now. Everything's split up a little bit better, and the details are just really emphasized a lot more, and I think that is a really nice upgrade to this one. Aiming down the sights, you've got some iron tips with a gold sight. And we'll go ahead and do that reload. Next, we've got another version 2, and this is the Cthulhu AK, or, well, the Deep One, as it is actually named. And, yeah, it's seen, again, a lot of things to the details of the AK, stands out a lot more, some more sculpting to it. You've got a green tip between the bronze and iron of the sight, and a Cthulhu squiddly head staring back at you there. Go ahead and pop that reload. Stick those tentacles right back into his mouth. Next, we've got another AK for you. This one is the Safari AR, and as it is aptly named, it has a very Safari vibe going on with it. Even the wood itself looks, you know, very different. Much more kind of handmade, but polished. There's some various bones here and there. And what looks like a chimpanzee skull, maybe? Or, no, maybe it's just a really messed up human skull. Actually, I think it is. So there you have it there. Aiming down the sights, nothing too exciting, just kind of normal, kind of worn sights for you there, with some nice little designs. Next, we've got another gamble-themed item. It is the Gentleman's AK by Teddy. And yeah, is this very, very chrome and aces vibe going on. I don't think I really need to say more. This thing is just bright. Aiming down the sights, you've got a red tip between that chrome and a nice big red spade in front of you there. Did I just call that a spade? Yeah. Anyways. Pop a reload. And there you go. Then we've got one last AK for you. This one is the Gross Out AK. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of see why. There's like a leaking brain with, I don't know what are those, tentacles or lots of little leg things. I don't even know. It's got these eyes jamming out, a big old tongue coming down. There's just all sorts of stuff going on with this thing. Aiming down the sights, you've got that leaky hole / crying eye. I'm not entirely sure what it is, part of the brain there. And a black tip. Actually, it's kind of like a pink tip. Yeah, a reddish pink tip with those green tips on the pink sight. There we go. That was quite a mouthful. Go ahead and jam that tongue back in there for some more ammunition. And since we only have 2 more items, we'll just go ahead and drag them down. Boom. We've got 2 LRs to end it out for you. Starting with this one right here. This is the Hilarious AK, and this thing is just absolutely, like, crazy looking and crusted up. And you can just see that, of course, this thing will look sick when it glows. So it does have a glowing and a non-glowing version. We'll be sure to show you that. And down the sights, it's all just kind of painted black, except for that pentagram there. And there's that. And our last LR has more of a futuristic kind of vibe to it. Very kind of esportsy. This is the Hexa Delta Oil. Oh boy. I'm horrible with those names there. But yeah, it's kind of got a little bit of a worn look to it, but definitely has that kind of clean esports vibe. This does have a glowing version, so I think that's kind of where this one really pops out. Aim down the sights, you've got this little skull and what looks like a kind of like a battery, you know, bar. And some little lights, and then not too much else going around there. There's kind of like a faint purple to the big ring. Alright, let's go ahead and call it there, guys. We'll go ahead and end the video out with the weapon glows. as always, sound out down in the comments to let me know which ones you're hoping for the most, and we will see you on Thursday to see which ones made it in. Thanks for watching. Stay rusty.